Hello, Monsters Abound here, and welcome to a new sponsored video, and welcome back to Hammerting. This is sponsored by Catapult, to get all my sponsorships from, basically, and this game is published by Team 17, who did Worms. Now, we have actually seen this game before, Hammerting, for your hammer and ting needs. What is a Hammerting? We just don't know. There's goblins attacking me, it's fine. They're weak, and we can eat them as well. Lovely. So Hammerting is, if you've played Oxygen Not Included, it's very much like that. It's a 2D side-on. I'll say 2D. I mean, obviously it's 3D, but it's a side-on colony simulator type thingy, but with dwarves, where you can dig too deep, as is tradition, which is exactly what I've been doing. I have been digging super deep, and I really like the exploration part of this game. It's a lot of fun digging into caves. It feels a bit different from Oxygen Not Included, where you're sort of digging into it's an asteroid, isn't it? Like a thing? Anyway, but the point is that we're digging down into the mountain, too deep, and finding riches. Now, we looked at this game, I think it was about a year ago now. And in that time, a lot has changed. There's been a huge update to the game. They've added a lot of stuff, things like farming and fishing. That was the last update. There's even water now, so we got a little bit of water there. So there's pools of water deep below the... I think there's a big one here. I found this. It was a spider. No, don't attack my quarry. That's my expansion quarry. God damn it! So you start up here. So here's our little entrance or exit to the overworld, and you start off with your basic quarry, that kind of thing, and you then start sort of mining out. You can dig out the landscape, explore existing caves, expand them, create little homes for your dwarves, build bigger quarries and smelting bits and smithies, and you can build things like the Great Hall, storages, taverns, all that kind of good stuff, and then you can build farms and find the little goodies. So you basically what you do is you find like you might find mushrooms around here or something, and you can pick those and then plant them, and then they'll pop out, and I think you get two, and they'll plant one and use the other one for various different bits and pieces. So you basically have to explore to find stuff that you can plant, which I quite like. So at the moment, we've got quite a lot of this. We've got some deep hops on the go. We've got some, what's this stuff? Rime beets. There we go. We've got some gloom wheats, which is great because I've been looking for gloom wheat for friggin' ages, and I finally found some, and it's very exciting because the different biomes have different resources available to them. So, for example, rime beets, as you might expect, come from the icy area. Now, we've got a big icy area over here. In fact, if I zoom out, you can see that the icy area is sort of spread over here. So this is a big biome here that I've been digging through, and it's taken me quite a while. Digging down is actually fairly easy to start off with. You can use these scaffoldings to just sort of like create a ladder all the way down. But eventually, you're going to want to create an elevator. That's exactly what we've done. So we've got a big old rail elevator there, and our dwarves will use that. So there we go, up he goes. And there's this little elevator, there we go. So we use those to go up and down, all that kind of good stuff. That's a little bit quicker than normally running. And you can also create vertical? Horizontal. Yeah, horizontal rails. So we've got some horizontal rails here. And I'm using this basically because I was looking for the Verdant Grotto, and I found it over here finally. It did take me quite a while though. Is there anything over here? We should probably explore over here. Let's send someone to go and explore over there. Let's do that. And yeah, so I had to sort of like dig. I sort of stopped here. I knew that the Verdant Grotto was around here because I'd spotted this cave here. So I was like, well, maybe I can like create a little expeditionary sort of tunnel off of my elevator. So I created a station. And to be honest, I need a bloody cart here, don't I? Let's put a cart there. There we go. Let's do that. And they should then be able to use the rail all the way along to get to the Verdant Grotto. To be honest, I think I need a station here. I think that's what I'm missing. If I get rid of you, and then... Yeah, okay, good. So yeah, so gloom wheat mostly appears in the Verdant Grotto, and so I've been looking for that for ages because gloom wheat is how we make various different types of beer. I was also looking for troll tail seeds because that allows you to make cloth. So I've been looking for that for ages because I think previously the game, when you build like a bedroom, the bedroom was fully fitted. You had a fire, you had a bed, you had other things in bedrooms. You know, what I've literally gone blank. Like a bedside table, a rug, a bottle of booze next to the bed. I guess if you're a dwarf, that makes sense. And now you have to upgrade them. So you start off with just a box, and now you can upgrade your bed. So you have things like, you know, rainy day fund there, family portrait, great chandelier. So we can put a little fireplace in. That'll be nice, won't it? We need some mushroom oil. I ran out of mushrooms. Your dwarves aren't very good at making sure you've got enough stuff. So if you've got like a shit ton of mushrooms, they will literally just burn through your mushrooms and not replant any because they're little hairy idiots. But that's fine. You just kind of have to keep an eye on them. But what you can do, so I actually have, if we have a look at our quarry here, I've got a lot of various different resources here set up to just be recreated. So we always want to have 10 granite slabs, 10 granite pinners, 10. So basically, if we start using blocks of granite, then our dwarves will go and make more of them until we have 10, which means, you know, I can generally kind of ignore this now. I can kind of just ignore what's going on here because as soon as we need the resources, they'll just go and recreate them, which is quite useful. And you can do that with basically anything. I have found a slight issue because I was making 20 mushroom stew. Yes. Now we've got mushrooms. Now I'm generally sure there's more than 20 mushroom stew in there, and yeah, how many lines is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, there's definitely more than 20 there. And I said make 20, and they just went absolutely insane. I don't know. Maybe the dwarf who was doing it couldn't count. That's my guess anyway. But what we do want to do is... where is the... There he is. So we want some mushroom paste. So I'm going to craft 20 of those. Get 20 of those on the go. Hopefully we can sort that out, because yeah, we do need some more medicine because we have a lack of medicine at the moment. We need to make some mushroom paste because that is restores some health. So we've been battling goblins in the deeps of the mines, and we need some mushroom paste to make ourselves feel better because that's good. And so you can do, you know, various different bits of resources and stuff. There's a research tree. And there's 2 different types of knowledge that you need. You can see I've been research. This is a sort of a mine that I've been making for about 6 or 7 hours, maybe 5 or 6. I don't know, something around that. I haven't been counting really, but it's around that. And you can see I've got quite far, but I haven't quite reached the bottom. And I mean, the bottom's down here, and I'm about what, halfway maybe a little bit further. Maybe say 60% of the way there, and it's taken me quite a while. I'm looking for the fiery underworld because I'm sure there's nothing bad down. I'm sure that's fine. No problems. What I do need is maybe more dwarves though. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking more dwarves. Do we get the fireplace? No, get a fireplace in there, and also a bed. Let's get a bed in. Everyone should have a bed. We also need some mushroom oil, but at the moment I'm mostly planting my mushrooms because I need to. In fact, is 20 mushroom paste too many? Let's go with 10. Something like that. Get that going. So we've got some gloom wheat on the go. That's good. I've got... we have more plant? I think so. I need a storage. So what do we have here? Do we have these troll hair fibres? So we could make more cloth potentially. So we could do this. Maybe make like 20 cloth. Let's do that. Let's keep an eye on what we're doing over here. So we need this mushroom oil, but again, I'm quite low on mushrooms at the moment, which is a bit of a problem. Need more mushrooms. Can we find any? So you have to kind of look carefully and try and find them. I think the mushrooms only spawn in this this upper area. So you kind of have to have a look, see if we can find any. I don't think there is. There was a big hoard of copper here. Big hoard of copper here, and we found a big... Where was it? Yes, there's iron here. Lots of iron, but I don't think we've actually got loads of resources at the moment. We actually got silver ore. You know what? We might have run out of iron actually. I think we've run out of iron. Holy balls. Okay, in that case, we need more iron, don't we? So what we're going to do is we're going to build a small scaffold from like here. We're going to build that across and up and up, and then maybe across here. And then we'll just go mine all this. Hopefully, eventually, they'll get round to it. Your dwarves are actually pretty good. They will jump across gaps, and they're fairly good. They can climb up big, long bits. Sometimes they get stuck. You do have to keep an eye on them. But generally, they're not too bad at doing what they're doing. kind of have to impossible orders where down there. Oh yeah, because right. So this is where we get our fish. So basically, you can fish in any area of water. The fish you get depend on the area of fishing, but there is a limit to how many fish will be in any one area. But I do think it replenishes slowly, but you don't see. Because I have noticed them occasionally running back here to do some more fishing, but then they go, there's no fish, so then they run off again. So evidently they're not, they will keep finding fish in a particular area. So you just maybe have to, have more than one, so you're not overfishing. You can maybe do one here, for example. This might not be a bad idea, but it's quite far away from. Oh, you know what? One over here might be a good one. It's not too far, is it? There's an ancient dwarven mound down there. So you will find buildings that are like set in the mountain, so you can locate them and then work them, and they will give you various different resources. I think we found one down here. Yes, we found a jackpot mine, which you can mine. It does have an amount of supply, and that will replenish, and then as they dig, they will use up the supply, so it's 150 supply each time they dig, and they'll get various different resources for that. So, it's a jackpot mine. Does exactly what it says on the tin. Your dwarves do have different skills, and they have changed in that they now have, like, trait points. So, you got your equipment, so we've got rings, armor. That's quite nice. You can see your, oh god, nemesis. Oh dear. Best friend does not like some people. Tolerance of other clans. Oh, they don't get one of the clans, apparently. Okay, good. So, you're a dwarf racist? Sure. And anyway, won't worry about that. Doesn't seem to come in much. And so now you have trait points. Now, this guy's got 1 talent point. Depending on what talent you want, it will give you various different bonuses and potentially other attribute points as well. And you can actually set what you want them to be, sort of their favourite task. So, for example, Odis here is a metallurgist and a miner, which means he will prefer those tasks over others. You can see their skill in the task. That determines if they're going to fail or get, better at whatever they do. And then you also have, dependent on what equipment they have in their hands. So, for example, if you're a metallurgist, you're going to use the blacksmith's hammer. And depending on the skill of the hammer, that's going to give you additional skill for your job. And equipment can come in various different levels of rarity. So depending on how good you are at making the item, you can make an item better, and then that item can be used to make things even better. So, that kind of thing. So that's quite good. But obviously you just have to keep going at it. In fact, I might actually see if we could craft... If we do... I don't like... Is a gold hammer better? You wouldn't think so, would you? Hardness is 15. Hardness is 15. Iron has a hardness of 25. So I would assume an iron one is better. So we'll make an iron one. And we'll make 5 of those. And I believe that the straight handle is actually better. So we'll do 5 of those. And then we will make a blacksmith's hammer. Let's do that. So you're going there. You're Veskulf. You're this guy here. You're actually not a very good metallurgist. In fact, you're really bad. I should probably specify who I want to do it, to be honest. Probably be a good idea, wouldn't it? Oh well, it's fine. Well, that's generally the idea. I think you can set... So world trade, recruit doors, job broker. Right, yeah, we can. So if we specifically want someone to be good at a job, you can specify who you want to be working any particular job. So, for example, we could turn anyone doing metallurgy off who doesn't have, say, over 150 skill. So we could do something like that. Make sure that's favoured to them. Oops. Let's do that, and then we can turn you off. You do need certain bits of equipment to do certain jobs. So, for example, you need a hammer to do building, metallurgy, and blacksmithing. You need a needle to do tailoring, a whitesmithing hammer to do whitesmithing, all that kind of stuff. There's also various different bits and pieces that will allow you to do different jobs slightly better. For example, I don't think you need a rake to do farming, but it will make your skill better. And you can specify what you actually want your dwarf to have. So, for example, we could change this. In fact, what we actually need to do is make a rake, don't we? So if we make a rake, do something like that, and then we can say, if I can find the farming implement thingy, farmer's rake. Let's do that. Right, so you're going to go off and make me a farmer's rake, and then we can equip him with that, and he can then be a little bit better at farming. So that'll increase his skill, make it more likely he's going to, critically succeed and all that kind of good stuff as we're doing our mushroom farming. So that's quite nice. So you can do a lot of different sort of like specification here. Make sure this is all tidied up. I haven't. I've just been letting them run riot, which is obviously probably a bad idea. It's not optimized, but there we go. So your dwarves obviously have your talent trees. That makes them better at doing various different jobs. So deafness, and in fact, if you favourite a job, it'll actually tell you what skill is better for them, and it'll even mark any talents which work really well for them. So, for example, smelting tactics here, because you are a metallurgist and blacksmith, you can see that smelting tactics has been flagged as a useful skill for him, and if you hover over that, you can actually see the skills you're going to need to get that one. So you do need to get this one, and this one. I think we can acquire that one, and that's going to increase their skill a little bit. All that kind of good stuff, and you can specify what equipment they have here. There's even armor and rings and stuff. So lots of very finicky specification, like very, you can really tool out your dwarves if you want to. I mean, so far they haven't really had a problem with anything I've been throwing at them. This is pretty much a bog standards game. I've just gone with the default setting, so this is like medium difficulty and all that kind of stuff. I guess if we want to go hard difficulty, you probably need to make sure that you sort of have militia dwarves and that kind of thing. I'd quite like it though if you could like specify a location for your dwarves to stand. I haven't seen anything like that, but it could be that there's something later on in the tech tree that I haven't picked up yet. What's a crusher drill? That sounds amazing. We should get that. So cavern grapes, we could make wine. What do I like? That sort of weapons and stuff. Runic pen, bone needle. Ways of the past. So some of the talents require technology. So ways of the past is a talent. And once you get that, assuming the dwarves have the prerequisite requirements, you can then get that skill. Obviously, that would be quite good for anyone doing sort of Arcanist type roles. I have had some issues with this game in it crashing. And it's crashing the graphics cards. I think it's because I'm using it on 1440 resolution. I think that's the problem. It does seem to be entirely random, but it has occasionally restarted my computer a couple of times. I'll say it's worked for hours sometimes. I mean, absolutely fine, but there are occasions where it just has a little hiccup. So, I think that's just because I'm in 1440p resolution. I think it'd be fine in 1080, but that would require me redoing all my settings, and I can't be bothered to do that. So we're planting the mushrooms down there. We've got some gloom wheat. What I want to do with the gloom wheat is turn it into dwarven beer. Let's see if we can make 20 of those. Get that going on. I also want some mushroom oil, don't I? Also a lack of medicine. And a dwarf on low health. Yes, you do have low health. Oh, buddy. We need to make some better equipment as well. All that kind of good stuff. It's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. I want to go deeper as well. We have to go deeper. My railway is sort of like stopped down here as I've got lots of jobs up here to deal with. Also, I need more iron ore, don't I? So I'm hoping that... they've started making a go on this. So they're digging along there. The dwarves can... Well, they can't swim, but don't seem to be particularly bothered by going underwater. So I guess that's fine. Is that fine? As I say, it doesn't seem to bother them. Maybe if I do that, and then they can reach some of this stuff, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they can do. If we go like there, they should be able to reach most of that, and then they can bring that back home. Probably need to find some coal. You know what I would like? I'm fairly sure this doesn't exist. What I would like is some way to highlight different bits of resources that I can mine. So there's copper up here. I would like some way to just kind of go, ping me all the areas of copper so I can decide what I want to dig up. That's what I would like, I think. That would be quite useful. That would be quite nice. Now, the overworld has changed as well. So previously, you kind of had this map, which was like the goodies versus the bad. It's like Lord of the Rings, basically. You had a Sauron type person. He was trying to take over the world, and the goodies were allied together and trying to stop him. And you were basically supplying the goodies with goodies to allow them to stop the evil and drive it back. And so you had these various different settlements on the map, and you could fulfill requirements for them. And if you did that, then they had a chance to take enemy cities, or maybe be defeated in battle and lose that city and then have to retake it. Completely changed now by the looks of it, because now you have various different sort of like kingdoms on the map. Obviously you have your mountain home, there's us right in the center here, but you have various different kingdoms who will go to war with each other, and when they're at war with each other, they will send armies to go and fight each other. So you can see two armies here kicking the shit out of each other, and we have various different sort of towns and cities dotted around. They will have some various missions. Most of the missions do seem to... I don't know whether this is just like a first mission, but it requires grey poppy and jelly cake, which is actually quite deep in the tech tree. I mean, it's not massively deep, but it is like one of the... It's not one of the first things you'll pick up. Some of the towns are things like, you know, just buy some lumber from us, which I'm like, fine if you sold it, but you don't, so that's fine. And you can also sell things. So, for example, we could sell them some copper Verdenwood support beams. So we could sell them all of those. That would give us some money. That would be quite nice. Uncommon. Yeah, we could sell them like an uncommon chisel, something like that. Sounds quite good. We've got loads of troll cloth, actually. So we can do something like that. And also, I need to give my dwarf who's doing my farming, job broker, there we go. Who is doing my farming? It is you. So, switch out that chisel for a rake. There you go. And he'll go and switch that out, and then he'll be better at farming. And he won't be able to do some other jobs, but he will be very good at farming and cooking, which is basically what I want him to do. So yeah, the slime cake, the jelly cake even, it needs slime. And slimes, I found some slimes early on. I do know there are some slimes up here. So we could potentially get some goo there and fulfill those missions. You need to fulfill those missions to get the trade law. But it's not, you know, you don't need as much of it as you do the mountain law. And we've got loads of mountain law. I've actually been quite stingy on. I could probably just like buy a load of tech, to be honest. Something like that. I think selling stuff also gives you trade law. So you don't necessarily need to do the missions, but personally, I always felt like completing the missions and seeing sort of like you take over bits of the map. I quite liked that. I liked the urgency. You had to sort of like create swords and stuff to complete quests, and that might be quite difficult. It might be, you know, it's an order to fill. I quite liked that part of the game, and it's a shame it doesn't have it. I'm genuinely not too bothered about this, to be honest. It just kind of happens, and I buy stuff. You know, I think there's a overworld trade. Yeah, so we can potentially look for, I don't know, wood if we need it. I tend to just sell all the crap that I find and then buy wood. So I'll buy the wood because I need the wood, and away we go. So to be honest, I don't tend to worry about the overworld anymore. It's very much like, who cares? Who cares about what's going on above ground? Not I. Yeah, they can either hold their breath for a long time, or they're like Aquaman, but shorter and hairier. Maybe. Anyway, so we're getting some iron ore, so that's good. We'll get that on the go. You know what? I would like to be able to see like my resource levels. I don't think you can. It's like a ledger, but what I want to see is like how many bits of coal do I have in my storage. That's what I want to see. That's the information I want. As it is, I've kind of got this storage here which shows me, because I've told them to pick up everything, so I think I might actually need to find some coal, which just means like looking around and trying to find the little black spots on the map and getting a dwarf to dig them, which is fine. It's okay. And we also need some slimes, don't we? So, you know what? Go and attack that. And that. What's this? Silver? Sure, go and mine that. I'm sure there's loads of stuff around here they could definitely mine. Like, there's... Oh, there's mithril. Mithril. We should definitely... Is mithril... I'm assuming mithril's always good, right? Mithril is always good. Unfortunately, we can't reach that because the rail's in the way. But what we can do is like that. And then we'll get this as well because it's there. And we'll get you to mine all of that. I don't even know what that is. It's copper. It's not that important, but it's, you know, we'll take it. We'll take it. Some various different resources that we found littered around there. You know what? Let's have a look down here. Let's see what's down this tunnel. It's got some dwarfs with a spear. Those spider broodlings seem to be quite nasty, actually. Get in there, my son. Get it. You know what we need is medicine, isn't it? It's fine. We'll drown them with our little hairy bodies. And then we'll make some medicine. With mushroom. Yeah, because that's the easiest thing to make. So we'll do that. Because we've been planting lots of mushrooms, so we should have lots of mushrooms. Is this going well? Seems to be going okay. Yeah, there we go. We've knocked down the den. Let's kill this big brood mother spider. Ooh, there's a lot of big spiders there, actually. And we get mystery meats. What is it? You don't want to know. What part of the spider? And some... Yeah, so this is what... We need this green slime. That's what we need. That's it. You guys get over there. Sort that problem out. There's another little cave over there. Maybe we should go up. And there's some water. Could we flood another cave? Okay, we've got lots of green slime here. This is what we needed. This is what we needed. I wanted a lot of green slime. And we have a lot of green slime. There's a lot of food here. I wonder if I could... animal resources? Yes. Let's dump all of our animal resources in there. Hopefully they'll go and grab them all after they've done a little expedition. Okay, there's nothing down here. There's a little bit more iron. There's a little hole there. I feel like I want to go down here, but I want to try and find the fiery underworld, which is down here somewhere. So that's I think my next job is fiery underworld. Also, there's a whole load of iron here, which I don't think we can reach. That's probably fine. That'll be probably be alright. Let's do that, and tell you what, let's chase it along here, shall we? We'll just set them to, you know, mine all that. Mine all that, bring it home, make, I don't know, rakes or something. Yeah, I think we might be out of coal. So where can we... Oh, there's some coal right up there. Literally above my head. In that case, let's do something like that. Dig that out, and then I guess go looking for some more. We could actually head up, just for a change of pace. That could be quite good. I do like them using the rails. Oh my god, yeah, we really need... I need some ruddy mushrooms. Because everyone's wounded. That's not good. We do have quite a few mushrooms, but they're mostly being used for planting because I ran out at one point, so I probably need to specify this. In fact, if we go to the job broker and I say... You don't do any job apart from that. So you're just doing those jobs. That's probably a better way of doing it, rather than having him run all the way down, do some mining, and then running all the way up to do some farming. Keeping him in this area, just doing some farming, sounds like a good idea. Also, I need to do like this. Oh, can you... no, you should be able to reach. Tell you what, let's do some bricks here. Let's do some bricks here. I would actually like having... Let's tart our place up. Let's pimp our mine. Takes a lot of blocks of granite to do this, but it looks really nice. So we'll do that, and then eventually sort of like make all that brick. And it will look really, really cool. We could even like add a brazier. Just whack one of those bad boys in. Looking good. What do you need? Oh, you need granite chips, is it? To make farms fertile again? I think something like that. No one's doing this job. I need to sort this. Nope, not recruit dwarves. Is anyone else a good... It's medicine, isn't it? Apothecary. I'm going to make that. Do I want to do that? Do I want to do that? Do I want to make someone... You. No. You. No, you're doing other things. I guess it's not a big deal, is it? You. That's your favourite job. What helps with apothecaries, pray tell? In fact, if I tell you not to do... You can help with farming. Just maybe do that. Just maybe do that, and we'll... to be honest, I probably should have been keeping a tab on what my dwarves were doing, and I haven't, because I'm a bad dwarf master, I guess. Just don't want to put that on my CV. Dwarf mastering skills, poor. Do not work well with dwarves. Let's add some more brick, because, you know, I feel like a dwarf home should be a lot of fucking brick. I tried doing something sexy here, and I don't think it works out. You can do runic backgrounds. It does use silver ingots, though, which is, you know, quite expensive. But I guess if you want to really make it look, you know, super sexy, you could do that. You can see now our bricks coming along. This is looking really nice. I like this. We've got a nice double brick floor there, which I think looks good. To be honest, I might... If I was... You know, it's one of those cases where you look at this and go, if I was doing this again, I wouldn't do it like this. I would do this different. And to be honest, I'm thinking what I would do is I would create like a dwarf hotel. So I'd start at this level and make the bedrooms vertical, and then have carts between them to make it more efficient, so that they could like take the elevator up to whichever bed they were, and have like multiple lines of like to have a big dwarf hotel. That's what I'd do. That's definitely what I'd do. In fact, that's kind of what I want to do now. I kind of want to restart and go, okay, here's how we're going to set this out this time. It's going to be all logical. Like, we're going to have layers for that, because I think I've got the handle on farming now. So I definitely have like layers of farms. Again, I think I'd use more elevator rails. I'd have a lot of different little elevators all over the place to make this so much more efficient. I think that's what I want to do. Holy shit, yes. It's suddenly come upon me. I'm like, yes, this is what needs to happen. So that's what's going to happen. So Hammerting, it came out earlier this month. It's pretty good. I say I've had a couple of issues with it, but I think it's 1440p resolution that's doing me in. So I don't think anyone else has that problem in lower resolutions. So I think you'll be fine. It's just apparently my issue. So, you know, sucks to be me. But oh yes, I need to make my dwarf hotel. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.